Welcome along. And before I get started today, I just want to say don't mind my lighting. It's I need to update. Okay, so this is the camera on my computer and it's like a little bit not like this is not how white I look. I am part Maori. So welcome along to the space, and I'm really excited about having you here today. And these last, I'd say probably 4 to 6 weeks, I've been moving more into the intuitive space. And for those that don't know me, my name is Jackson Brooke, and my work in this particular industry has been previously, well, still is around helping people. I read aura energy. So I've been helping people move through resistant energy in the body, and which is usually emotional, okay? And I help them shift through that so that they can release or reconnect in a way that's actually more in their flow, more positive, and they're able to see things with a lot more clarity. So that's the work I've been involved in with for a long, long time. And, my mum was a psychic, so I grew up in a household where having conversations about the paranormal was my normal, and probably the only family in the neighbourhood that were having the conversations we were having, but it was just part of my experience growing up. So it was only a matter of time before I had that rise up in myself, and it was like the universe was knocking on the door going, "Okay, hello Jackson, how long is this going to take before you start to share this with others?" And one day I'll tell you a story about how that happened. Not today. I've got other things to share today. But yeah, so it's been part of my life work. And also, I am a trained coach, and so my work has evolved as well. And I do soul dive immersions, so they go from 12 to 16 weeks, and we really do a lot of healing and transformation during that period of time. So, and that's about helping people. We all have these crazy visions about what we want next and how we want to live, and so that's my job, to help close the gap between where they are and where they want to go. And that's to see all that stuff that's getting in the way there, and that's where I love to play. So my announcement today is around these readings that I'm going to be doing. Mum being a psychic, it wasn't a great experience growing up. We were the weird family of the neighbourhood, and that was hard. I just wanted my mum to bake cookies on a Saturday and take me to dance class. I didn't want to be having seances and talking about past lives and fairies in the garden and, all those types of things, because nobody else was. And, we all have this thing that we want to fit in, right? So I did push it away for a long time until my sister was passed away. And she was only, she was a beautiful young 25-year-old. And that's where I really started embarking on that journey of discovery about, who I really was and what was the point of life if my sister died at 25. And that's how I sort of moved into it. So anyway, I had a reading, and I haven't had a reading from somebody else for a long, long time. And somebody suggested you should go and have a reading of this lady. And she brought to my attention that I was now ready to move into this area more, because when my stuff came up, I didn't want to be like Mum, because she was like the popular one at the party. Everyone wanted to be with Nairi because she knew stuff, and they wanted to know, were they going to buy a house? Were they going to sell a house? Were they going to meet Mr. Right? Is this Mr. Right? Are they going to win lotto and stuff like that? Whereas mine was deeper and more about the emotional, about how we're feeling about something and really connecting with our truth in that respect. So I guess for me, and it's going to sound pretty shitty, but I had this opinion about clairvoyant readings, and is it what people really needed to know, if that was going to be Mr. Right, and did he have lots of money? Like, it was so cliche with some of the questions that used to come through, and I was quite judgmental of it. However, I realised that I'm here to pass on, work bring forward Mum's legacy into the world, and I'm super ready for it. So I'm not sure how it's going to show up, but I know that it has. And with the clients that I've already taken through and they've had 12-month forecasts, they seem to be really happy so far. And which is what it's all about. Everything is about connecting to your destiny, your birthright. So connecting to your birthright, so in order to live your destiny. And you are meant to be abundant. You are not meant to be in struggle all the time, or a lot of the time. It's meant to be ease and flow. So all the work is all about ease and flow. So let's get to that, shall we? So I will leave all the links below. If you're on YouTube and you're seeing this, I will leave the links below, and you can connect with me if you want to do some further work or to reach out and ask me a question. That's what I was going to say. So the readings are from 10:30 to 11 on a Tuesday, and so you can ask me a question live, or if you're not going to be and you're going to be there during that time because it's really inconvenient, is that you can watch the replay, of course, but you can also send me a question to hello@jacksonbrook.com, and what I'm going to do is they will be very quick answers. However, my intention is to get through all the questions that come my way during that half hour. So that's that. Now for today, let's get this whole thing started. Just having a look at my coffee cup because it's got stains on one side. I want you to see the white side. And if at any stage I click out of this, just mind me if there's any swear words that you hear in the background. Fingers crossed that this is all going to go okay. All right, so today, to get this energy flowing, what's there? And actually, just before I do, take a moment to close your eyes right now and to connect in with your breath and your breathing. Because you'll notice that prior to that you weren't present. And as you connect to yourself and you say that to yourself, that you notice that you're not present, then you can notice that now you are. And I love that energy. Oh my God. When I'm in this energy, I just feel so in flow. There's so much calm and peace, and I love it. And this is why I love to live here and share that information. All right. So today, what I'm going to share with you is so you can get on with doing something and just notice these things in your world and how it's playing out, and also be able to bring your energy in and move in a way that's more focused and specific, and therefore will have you in your flow, is about acknowledging the masculine energy. So we are feminine and we are masculine, and when I do my aura work, I'm really checking to see how connected we are with our feminine, how that's playing out with the masculine, and then we look at whatever we need to do to bring that to a better place. So, all right, acknowledging the masculine and the feminine. Immediately what the vision is as it shows up on my screen, is that I can see the feminine sitting there. It's like they're in a sofa. It's blue. And he's sort of sitting beside her. He's got his arm around her. He's not touching her. And her head is down. So I see things on like a screen of my mind, and I just interpret what's there. And I feel the feelings, and I hear words. So I'm both clairvoyant, clairaudient, and clairsentient as well. All right, so what's that demonstrating? What it's symbolic of? If we look inside, and I want you to look inside, and there'll be some things that resonate with you. Great. Take those things on board. If it doesn't, just be there sitting in the listening to see what does. Okay, and that's why it might be a good idea to have your eyes closed instead of looking at my beautiful face. You know why I'm not a comedian, huh? I laugh at myself. That's the main thing. All right, so getting back to the sitting on the lounge suite. Now, her head is down and she is feeling a bit out of sorts. The main energy here is one of aloneness. So this female, I'm speaking to you, this female she gets things done. She's amazing in her creating abilities and processes. She knows a lot of things. She's very connected to herself and her life in a way that's better than it was 5 years ago even. So she's got some really great things happening. Now, the thing is that aloneness, there's a bit of sadness there. There's a bit of like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, sitting there as well. So there's a combination of energies, and this is why she has her head down. What she knows the masculine is sitting by her side. However, the masculine's not, and the masculine's he's a nice masculine energy. However, there's not much movement here. He's just there with her, which is actually lovely if we think about that. He is there for her. Okay, so the fact that she feels alone in that, how this might be playing out in your life, and what I'm seeing is, yes, tick, 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 as I see those things playing out in your life. The first tick is that you will be efforting too much in those things that you are doing. So the key thing here is to come back to your divine feminine, your communication from your true center, and then move into the world with those things that you want to be productive with. Not move into what feels good, because this is where we've got a little bit lost in the translation of some of the messages that we get for ourselves, is that, oh, that feels good, I'm going to go and do that. No, probably it's an emotional, there's something emotional that's bound in there, that underneath that emotional binding is a little bit of trauma, a little bit of stuff that's gone on, and it's not really serving you. It's a pattern that's underneath it. So it feels good, but maybe it's not the best thing. And oftentimes we don't want to hear that, do we? We go, but I feel really uncomfortable where I am. I want to be doing something, and we get hooked into the feeling of, well, I feel emotionally good when I do that. Sometimes, and most of the times, that is an addiction of some sort, that you're addicted to that particular feeling. So let's keep moving on. All right, so it's just directing me to go to the next screen. Now, there is a stop sign here. And the stop sign, and now Mother Energy is coming up. So you have done a lot of the inner work, and you will continue to do so, because that's what we all love to do, because we get that we are the creators in our life, is that there is more to do, but it's not around father stuff. It's not around the masculine as such, although it ends up impacting the masculine. It is actually to do with mother energy. So you may have looked at plenty of stuff before to do with mother, or you may not have. But now is the time to look with what is being said in the message here today. So mother energy. Now, what you're to do is you go, okay, how old am I? Yourself. What was my mum doing at that age, and how was she relating to her life and those things that she wanted for herself, and how was she relating to us in the family, and how was she relating to, especially to her men in her world. And there is control and there is manipulation there. So, and it's not to go, this is not about having judgment, it's just to go, well, this is what my sense is, this is what's going on. I can see it very obviously there. So those two words are coming up quite strong, manipulation, control, and basically that's how she was manoeuvring herself to get certain things happening, or to make sure that she was preserved and looked after in order to have what she thought she wanted. Because what I also get is that she wasn't connected to her empowered self in a way that she really flourished, because she could have gone a lot further, like we all could. So this is no judgment. This is about taking a look and going, okay, now where is that sitting inside of me right now? So how that might play out is that you know that you're capable of so much, and then what will kick in is your masculine side to get it done, in order to go, great, I did it. And then you exhaust yourself from it, rather than accessing the feminine, the divine feminine, and communicating that, so that the universe can actually move towards you and bring those people towards you if you need more help, or will give you the clues to the next thing that's going to be great for you to move into or connect with and establish, it's like the setup is the setup. We run based on purely on patterns unless we are conscious and awake to exactly what we're doing. We're just every day, going through the motions because our brain's wired up that way, and it'll just follow the same route every day. And you can see what route you're on when you wake up in the morning. What's that first thing that you're thinking? Apologies if you hear my dog in the background. It wants to be let in. It can wait just a little bit longer. Okay, so yeah, it's time to do some of that work. So outwardly, because it's about control manipulation, you may find that, well, this is what's showing up. I've got the men out here and there is a barrier. So there's some very good men in your life and you're holding them out here for some reason. And part of the setup is that it has been control and manipulation in there, that you have navigated and got where you wanted to go. Now, don't take this the wrong way. This is not a personal judgment. This is actually about going, okay, there's plenty of times where I've opened my heart and I've communicated from my truth and divine feminine. And there's times where I think I'm communicating my truth, but when I feel into it, I can actually see where there's been a bit of control, a bit of manipulation because I felt sorry for myself, or I think that they should be doing something for me, or I've been a bit resentful, I feel like I've got to call them out on it. And even to those, this will also look like mothering those men in your world. So just see which one stands out to you, as in where you should take a look at this a little bit closer. So 5 is coming up. Number 5 of allow 5 men to rise up in your vision of who you are here to acknowledge. And immediately who comes to my attention, because I've got a whole horde of them coming down the corridor towards me that I need to acknowledge. And so I'm just going to mention 5 very quickly. And I'm just going to use 1 or 2 words so that, well, hopefully I can keep it to 1 or 2 words, because these men absolutely deserve to be acknowledged, and I want you to know this. And men, if you're listening to this today, really, there's a message in here for you as well, and I'll finish up with that. So who's come to mind straight away is I've got Neil. Neil, I see you with broad shoulders. And that represents that you take a lot on and you move in the world with your broad shoulders and you communicate and express like that. So who you have been for me as a woman is you've allowed me to have my broad shoulders and allow me to express and move into the world in a way that you go, good on you. You've been like a really great cheerleader for me. So thank you. That was just more than 1 word. Okay, I can't help it. There's got to be more than 1. Anthony, my man, you represent a real soft landing when it comes to family. You are the women in your life, past, present, future, is creativity is the word that comes up for me. You are a creative soul. And when you're privately creative, so you like to be in your own world and create in that space, the women in your world, because you are creativity, you allow them to be there, and however they want to go, you allow the space to be open and you support them in that. And that's how you support me too, and I just love you and I love who you are. So thank you so much. Who's up next? We've got number 3 out of that big long group there. Number 3, Bradford is your real name, and I don't think you'll probably ever get to watch this, but if you do, you for me, my friend, you showed me you let me see how respected I was as a woman, and was just, you actually physically fought for me. And I just love you for standing by my side, standing in front of me and making sure that I was well and truly looked after, and I just love you incredibly. And I hope you do get to watch this video, because I want you to get that message, so I send it out through the ether. Ring. Got it. Okay, who's there next? Lee. what do I say about you? Lee, you were my very first real love, okay? And I love that you're still in my life now. And you what you brought into my world is that you showed me that a man will move mountains for me. And you moved houses and states and careers and countries for our relationship. And I really want to acknowledge that about you, that you brought so much beauty as in beautiful things, enjoying who you are, the elixir of life and lots of pleasure. And that's who you are for me, and you always will be. And I love you so much, and I can't wait till we share another bottle of red. Make that a couple. Okay, so this is, is that 5 or is there somebody else? I just want to say one more person. His name is Robin. Just recently connected with this wonderful man. But what I want to acknowledge and what's there for me, or who he is for me, is somebody who was living his passion, living life exactly how he wanted to when I first met him. And he woke me up big time to go, here, you can do this too. And that was pivotal for me and changed my whole world. And I just appreciate you so incredibly, because that's the work I do. Right? So thank you so much. So men, for those that are listening to this video today, here is the thing for you. Your message specifically is to take a moment to see how you are for the women in your life, and really take a moment to acknowledge that part of you that is amazing and in your masculine, and just listening to your truth, creating life the way that you want. But I get that you're really there for your women, and it's incredible. So continue to live like that. Continue to be your truth, speak your truth. There is one more. Oh my gosh, Aleki, you just pulled up through the crowd there. You are like a lion. Now, a lion will guard his pride. Well, I think they do. I don't really know that much about lions. But this lion here he will guard his pride, and he will not let anyone in that is of danger. You are of real support. And the cool thing about you, Aleki, is that you will allow your pride to move and go wherever they need to, and you hold them all together. And you allow them to be exactly who they are, and in your quiet way, because, a lion may not say a lot, but however, if somebody comes into the attack, man, you're going to bite their head off. So, hey, I love men around me like that, that's for sure. So thank you so much, because you allow me to move through my own being a female, being a woman, being of that expression, and you just hold me in this place of pure love. So thank you so much. So to you all that are there in this group today, and men, so what a blessing you are. Women, acknowledge the men in your world. You may want to reach out to somebody who that you haven't for a while, and you want to let them know how the difference they made to you in your world, and that's what it's all about. So here you've got a bit of a taste on the readings to expect. Please send me your questions. If you can, jump on next week's live at 10:30. That would be amazing, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I just love playing in the space with you, and have a wonderful day. All right, bless.